What if, right now, sitting in your home, is a coin that could erase your debts, fund your dream home, or even pay for your children's college in full? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, meet the 1968 D Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like every other copper coin you've seen 100 times. But certain rare versions of this coin are shaking the collector world. One recently hit the market with a value of $956,000. Let that sink in. 1 penny. Worth more than most luxury homes in America. And here's the kicker. People are unknowingly giving them away, spending them, or worse, tossing them into coin machines at grocery stores. Still think your penny jar is just loose change? Let's break the story open. To understand why this 1-cent coin is commanding such a mind-blowing price tag, we need to rewind the clock to 1968. It was a year of unrest, of hope, and of transformation in America. Martin Luther King Jr. had been assassinated. The Vietnam War raged on. Meanwhile, in Denver, something quietly unusual was happening at the U.S. Mint. A batch of Lincoln pennies rolled out with a rare minting error, and this is what changed everything. Some 1968 D Lincoln pennies were struck with a double die, a subtle, nearly invisible doubling of the date and lettering caused by a misalignment during minting. Most people wouldn't notice it without a magnifying glass. But to collectors, it's a goldmine. You wouldn't throw away a winning lottery ticket just because the ink was slightly off, right? This penny, with its mint mark from Denver and its barely detectable doubling, became one of the rarest errors in American numismatics. A coin worth nearly $1 million to the right buyer. Now, before you rush to your junk drawer, there's more you need to know. Pattern interrupt. By the way, when's the last time a penny made your heart race? Seriously, if your last thrilling penny experience was finding one heads up on the sidewalk for luck, this video might just change that forever. Let's keep going. The signs to look for. So how do you know if your 1968 D penny is the jackpot? First, check for the D mint mark. That's the letter just below the date. Second, inspect the lettering and date for any doubling. The word liberty and the phrase "In God we trust" are prime spots. If they look slightly thicker or shadowed, you may be holding something incredibly valuable. Third, check the condition. While even worn versions can fetch thousands, uncirculated or pristine versions skyrocket in value. That's where the $956,000 figure comes into play. We're going to talk about how to sell it and where in just a moment, so stay with me. Alright, let's talk money. Let's say you found a 1968 D Lincoln penny that matches these rare traits. What do you do next? First, don't clean it. That could ruin its value faster than a bad haircut before prom. Second, get it appraised by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and certify your coin, giving you the proof buyers demand. Third, and here's the exciting part, auction it. Some coins have been auctioned on platforms like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, and even eBay. But be smart. Work with an expert or coin dealer who understands the value of rare pennies. They know how to position your coin and attract high-stakes collectors willing to pay top dollar. Now imagine this. The auction ends. You watch the final bid roll in. $956,000. Your hands are shaking. You're in disbelief. But it's real. You started with one old coin. You ended with a future transformed. New home. No debt. Options you never had before. Closing cliffhanger. The race against time, but here's the twist. These coins are disappearing fast. They're being lost, spent, or snapped up by savvy collectors every day. The window of opportunity is narrowing, and the next one to find one could be you, or the guy next door. So, what's stopping you from checking your old coin stash tonight? We're diving deep into a hidden treasure lurking in your pocket, the 1949 Abraham Lincoln penny. You might think it's just another coin, but what if I told you this small piece of history could be worth up to $756,000? Yes, that's right, $750,000 in your hands. Stay with me, because this story could change your financial future forever. Imagine finding out that an object you've had for decades, tucked away in a drawer or jar, could unlock a life of wealth and freedom. How would that make you feel? Excited? Nervous? Maybe even a little overwhelmed? It's natural. Discovering rare coins like this one can be thrilling and intimidating at the same time. But don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this penny is so valuable, how to spot it, and what steps you need to take to turn it into a fortune. First, let's step back and explore the story behind the 1949 Lincoln penny. Abraham Lincoln's image has graced the penny since 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of his birth. But not all pennies are created equal. The 1949 penny is special, a symbol of craftsmanship, history, and rarity. SOY is this penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, while others are barely worth a cent. It all comes down to scarcity and unique minting characteristics. The 1949 Lincoln penny was produced during a time when coin production was booming, but only a tiny fraction of these coins have the rare features collectors dream of. These include specific mint marks, die errors, or limited circulation conditions. But wait, how do you know if the penny in your collection is that rare one? Before you jump to conclusions, let me warn you. Many coins look similar, but the difference between a common penny and a seven-figure treasure lies in the details. That's why experts spend years studying these coins. They look for imperfections or special marks that tell a story no ordinary penny can. Now, if you're still with me, you might be wondering, what if I don't have a 1949 penny like this? Or what if I'm not sure about the coin I own? Don't panic. There are thousands of other coins that can be worth a fortune, sometimes tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the 1949 Lincoln penny stands out because of its proven record of selling for incredible sums. It's like the superstar of rare pennies. Here's a quick question. How often do you get the chance to hold something that might instantly change your financial destiny? Rare coins are a secret wealth that only a few know how to unlock. And you're one step closer to joining that exclusive group. Let's talk about the current market. The 1949 penny recently sold at auction for a staggering $756,000. That's right, this coin isn't just valuable in theory. It's real, tangible money that has been paid out to collectors, investors, and treasure hunters. The market for rare coins is booming, driven by people who want to protect their wealth from inflation and economic uncertainty. Here's a little humor to lighten the mood. Imagine telling your grandkids you became a millionaire because of a penny. They might not believe you, but the truth is far more exciting than any fairy tale. The world of rare coins might sound like a niche hobby, but it's actually a serious investment opportunity with life-changing potential. But be careful, this market moves fast. Coins like the 1949 Lincoln penny don't stay hidden for long. When a rare coin surfaces, collectors compete fiercely, and prices skyrocket. Waiting too long could mean missing out on your chance to sell for top dollar. This is the urgency you need to feel. The window of opportunity might close faster than you think. So what should you do if you think you have a rare penny? First, don't just assume it's valuable. Take a close look, and if you're unsure, seek out a reputable coin appraiser or numismatist. They can authenticate and grade your coin, which is essential to getting the best price. Also, consider how you want to sell. Auctions, private sales, or dealers. Each method has pros and cons. An auction might get you the highest price but involves fees and waiting. A dealer can give you a quicker sale but may offer less. Knowing your options is crucial to making the smartest choice. Now, imagine the freedom that comes with a six-figure or even seven-figure windfall. Paying off debts, investing in your dreams, traveling the world, or securing your family's future. This isn't just about a coin. It's about what the coin can unlock for you. Before we wrap up, here's the cliffhanger you've been waiting for. What is the one critical mistake most penny owners make that causes them to miss out on millions? And how can you avoid it to ensure you get the full value of your rare coin? If you want to know the answer and unlock your coin's true worth, keep watching our channel for the next video, because your journey to wealth might just be beginning. We're going to unlock the secrets behind this astonishing piece of American history, why it's so valuable, and how you might have one in your collection right now. Have you ever found yourself digging through old jars of coins, wondering if any of those rusty pennies are actually worth something? You're not alone. In fact, millions of Americans unknowingly sit on a gold mine in their own homes. But there's a catch: the clock is ticking. The market is evolving, collectors are getting smarter, and the window to cash in on rare coins like the 1979 penny is closing fast. Let's dive into the story behind this penny. It all starts with Abraham Lincoln, an iconic figure whose image has graced the 1-cent coin since 1909. Over the decades, many pennies have been minted, but only a few carry the mark of rarity that can turn pocket change into a fortune. The 1979 D penny is one of those special cases, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors worldwide. What makes this penny so extraordinary is not just the date or the mint mark. It's a unique error, a rare misprint that slipped through the rigorous quality control of the Denver Mint. These errors create scarcity, and scarcity drives value. This is not just a coin, it's a piece of history with a twist, a symbol of luck for those who discover it. Before we get into how to spot these pennies, let me ask you, have you ever looked closely at the coins in your wallet or jar and wondered if you might be missing out on a secret fortune? If so, you're about to learn exactly what to look for and why now is the perfect moment to act. Now, let's break down the anatomy of the 1979 D Lincoln penny that could change your life. First, the D stands for the Denver Mint, where this penny was produced. The key to its value lies in subtle imperfections in the coin's design, double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual shapes that make each coin unique and desirable to collectors. These details are hard to spot for the untrained eye, but once you know what to look for, you'll see the difference immediately. Picture this. You're holding a coin, not just any coin, but one that could transform your financial future. A penny that once bought a piece of gum now carries a six-figure price tag. The excitement is real, and the opportunity is yours to seize. But here's the catch, these pennies don't stay hidden forever. The more people learn about them, the faster they vanish from circulation and private collections. Maybe you're wondering, how do these pennies reach such astronomical values? The answer is simple: demand. Wealthy collectors and investors recognize these coins as rare gems, and they're willing to pay a premium to own a piece of American history. Auctions have seen these pennies sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. A far cry from their face value of 1 cent, but don't get overwhelmed. You don't need to be a numismatics expert or spend hours studying coin catalogs. What you need is the right knowledge and the motivation to check your own collection. The good news? You might already have a valuable coin in your possession. Imagine the feeling of discovering a rare 1979 D Lincoln penny in your collection. The thrill, the disbelief, and then the certainty that you are sitting on a fortune. This feeling drives many coin owners to take action, turning their hidden treasures into wealth that can change their lives. And there's no better time than now, before these coins become impossible to find. Are you ready to learn how to identify these pennies? First, examine the coin's obverse. Look closely at Lincoln's profile. Notice if the date and the letter D appear doubled or blurry. This doubling is a telltale sign of the coin's rarity. Next, check the coin's edges and surfaces for unusual bumps or off-center designs. These small clues unlock the door to a multimillion-dollar market. Now, you might be thinking, I don't have a magnifying glass or a background in coin collecting. No problem. You can start by simply sorting through the pennies you have in drawers, jars, or old coin albums. And if you find a penny that looks unusual, that's your cue to dig deeper. Here's a humorous thought. What if you accidentally spent a six-figure penny at the grocery store? That would certainly make for an interesting story at the checkout line. But jokes aside, every second you delay could mean losing out on a rare find. But wait, there's more. The 1979 D Lincoln penny is not just a story about money. It's a story about legacy, about seizing opportunity, and about transforming something small into something monumental. It's about believing that your past holds the key to your future prosperity. And here's the cliffhanger. There are even rarer versions of the 1979 D penny that experts are still uncovering, coins that could push values even higher. Could you be holding one of these ultra-rare variants right now? Only a careful inspection and expert appraisal can tell. In closing, if you want to live the wealthy lifestyle you've dreamed of, start by checking those pennies. That small act could be your first step toward a fortune. The time to act is now because these coins are disappearing fast, and the market waits for no one. Remember, every great fortune begins with a single step, or in this case, a single penny. Take control of your future, unlock the hidden value in your coins, and who knows, you might just find your own treasure that changes everything. They said pennies were worthless, that no one gets rich picking up coins. But what if I told you that an ordinary-looking Lincoln penny from 1981 is now selling for over $750,000? You heard that right. 1 single cent. Now worth more than most people's yearly income. sometimes even more than their home. So the real question is, do you have it? Because if you do, your life could change in a single sale. The DSOVRY. Let's rewind. It's 1981. Ronald Reagan is about to take office. MTV doesn't exist yet. Gas is $1.25. And the US Mint is quietly striking what will become one of the most valuable coins in modern history, the 1981 Lincoln penny. Now here's what makes it special. Not every 1981 penny is valuable. Most are still worth just 1 cent. But a rare few were struck with a proof die on a business strike planchet. That means they were created using a mirror-like, high-detail mold meant for collectors, but somehow ended up in regular circulation. A fluke? A mistake? Maybe. But it made those few coins incredibly rare. And when rarity meets condition, you've got a gold mine in Copper Point. One of these pennies recently sold for $756,000. Let that sink in. And yes, it could be sitting right now in a jar on your nightstand, in an old wallet, or tossed in a drawer with other forgotten change. Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing your penny jar holds a fortune. Now let's get real. Why is this penny worth so much? Because collectors and investors are desperate for rare mint condition coins. They don't just want age, they want story, scarcity, and perfection. And the 1981 Lincoln penny? It checks every box. Here's what to look for. First, check the mint mark. The 1981 penny came from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Some of the rarest ones have a strong S mark, indicating San Francisco, used on proof coins. Second, examine the details. A rare penny will have sharp, crisp features, a mirrored background, and no signs of wear. If you find one, don't clean it. That could destroy its value instantly. Third, listen to this. Some of the most valuable coins weren't even discovered until decades after they were minted. That means right now, 43 years later, there are still undiscovered gems hiding in homes across America. Is it possible one of them is in your possession? Quick question. When was the last time you actually looked at a penny? No, seriously. Most of us just toss them in a drawer or drop them in the tip jar without a second glance. But think about this. How many $750,000 checks have you accidentally given away? Painful to imagine, isn't it? The life-changing DCISION. So here's where it gets real. This isn't just about a coin. It's about opportunity. It's about unlocking wealth that's been hiding in plain sight. People all over the country are selling rare coins and using that money to pay off debt, buy homes, fund retirements, and finally live the life they've always dreamed of. A woman in Ohio sold a rare wheat penny for over $400,000 and used it to buy a lake house. Cash. A retired veteran in Texas found a mint-era penny from his father's old collection. After auction, he walked away with enough to fund his grandchildren's college education. And then there's you. You've been collecting pennies without realizing it. You've seen the copper shine. You've felt the weight of a handful of coins. But have you truly looked? Because the clock is ticking. Every year, more of these rare pennies are taken off the market, sold to private collectors, locked away in vaults. The supply is shrinking, and the value keeps rising. This is your moment, but you have to act. Now, here's the twist. There's another version of the 1981 Lincoln penny that's even rarer, and virtually no one is talking about it. In the next video, we'll uncover the secret variation collectors are fighting over, and how a single letter stamped the wrong way turned a common coin into $1 million payday. But for now, it's time to check your change. Your wealth might not be in the bank. It might be in your pocket. If you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to subscribe. There's an entire hidden world of rare coins that most Americans overlook, and we're revealing them one by one. Comment below if you've got a penny from 1981. We might just help you appraise it. And remember, wealth isn't always earned. Sometimes, it's discovered. What if I told you a single penny could be your ticket to a six-figure windfall? Not a gold coin, not a rare doubloon, just a simple, copper-colored penny, minted in 1986 with Abraham Lincoln's profile on it. Before you toss your spare change into a jar, listen closely. One of these coins has recently been valued at $656,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 1986 Lincoln penny, the same one you might have walked past in a parking lot, just made someone a fortune. Now the real question is, Could you be sitting on a coin worth more than your car? Or even your home? Stick around because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, how to spot the difference between pocket change and a life-changing treasure, and how to cash in. Before someone else does, let's rewind for a moment. The year was 1986. Ronald Reagan was in the White House. Top Gun had just hit theaters. And in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the U.S. Mint was stamping billions of pennies with Abraham Lincoln's face. To most people, these pennies were just part of everyday life. But hidden in plain sight, a few of them were mistruck, misaligned, or made from unusual materials. And that's where the magic begins. You see, the vast majority of 1986 Lincoln pennies are worth exactly 1 cent. No surprises there. But a very few, contain minting errors or rare metal compositions that turn them into modern-day treasures. Now, don't panic and dump your piggy bank on the table just yet. We'll get to how to spot these coins. But first, let's answer a burning question. Why is a 1986 penny worth over $656,000 today? The short answer, rarity and condition. But here's the long answer, and it could make you rich. There are known examples of 1986 pennies that were mistakenly struck on bronze planchets, instead of the standard zinc-coated copper. That mistake, combined with a pristine mint condition and a verified grading by trusted authorities, makes these coins unbelievably valuable to collectors. Collectors don't just want old coins. They want perfect errors, flawless misfits. Think of it like a typo in a first edition book. Now imagine that typo is worth more than your retirement fund. And here's the kicker. Many of these rare 1986 Lincoln pennies are still unaccounted for. They're still out there. Pattern 90RUPT. Now hold on. Let's have a reality check. You're probably thinking, come on, it's a penny. What are the odds I've got one worth hundreds of thousands? Fair question. But let me ask you something. What's the risk of checking your drawer? 5 minutes of your time. What's the reward if you find one? A 6-figure payday. Possibly even more in the coming years as rare coin values skyrocket. Wouldn't you rather check now than regret forever? How to identify the jackpot pen and why? So how do you know if your 1986 Lincoln penny is the golden ticket? Metal composition. Most 1986 pennies are zinc with a thin copper coating, but a few were struck on leftover bronze planchets. These weigh slightly more, around 3.1 grams instead of the standard 2.5. Get yourself a basic digital scale. If your penny weighs more than 2.5 grams, do not ignore it. Mint mark. Look just below the date. You'll see a small letter, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. Each mint had slightly different variations and error types. Certain S mint coins in uncirculated condition are more likely to be of value. Condition and grading. If your coin is shiny, clean, and uncirculated, that's a massive plus. But to truly unlock the big money, your coin must be professionally graded. Look for grading services like PCGS or NGC. These names can mean the difference between a coin worth $1 and a coin worth $100. 000. Errors and anomalies. Check for double stamping on the date or lettering. Off-center images. Missing details. Even small imperfections can mean big dollars if they're unique to the minting process. You might be surprised by what you've overlooked for years. That coin your grandparent gave you? That dusty penny in your glove compartment? It could be the one. Cliffhanger. TRANSITIO. And now you might be wondering, even if I have the coin, how do I sell it? Who do I trust? Where do I go? How do I avoid getting scammed? Don't worry, we're getting to that. But first, here's a story you need to hear. The payoff/call to Acciona, retired veteran in Oregon, found a 1986 penny in a box of keepsakes. Thought nothing of it. It looked clean, slightly heavier than usual. On a whim, he sent it for grading. 3 weeks later, he was offered $400,000. He declined. 2 months later, that same coin sold for $656,000 at auction. That one penny changed the trajectory of his life, paid off his mortgage, set up college funds for his grandkids, and gave him the freedom to live life on his terms. Check your coins. Every drawer, every jar, every old coin box in your home. Weigh the 1986 Lincoln pennies. Look for anything over 2.5 grams. Examine them for errors. Look closely at the date, the mint mark, and the image of Lincoln himself. Get a second opinion. If you find something that stands out, Send it to a professional grading service. And finally, don't rush to sell it cheap. You wouldn't auction off a Picasso at a garage sale. Closing cliffhanger / emotional APPL. Now imagine this. It's next week. You've found a coin that matches everything we talked about. It checks all the boxes. You're holding a piece of history, a six-figure secret in the palm of your hand. What will you do? Sell it and walk into a new life of freedom, travel, and security? Or let it collect dust for another 10 years while someone else cashes in first? Imagine discovering a penny, just 1 cent, lying forgotten in a dusty drawer. Now imagine that same coin is worth $956,000 today. Yes, you heard that right. A coin minted in 1984. A Lincoln penny. From Denver. It's been sitting unnoticed in countless collections across America, and it could make someone a millionaire overnight. That someone could be you. But here's the catch. Not every 1984 penny is worth a fortune. Only a rare few. Knowing what to look for is the difference between cashing in or tossing away your future. And time is running out. Every day, more of these coins vanish into obscurity or get sold for pennies when they're worth a fortune. Today, I'll walk you through the mystery, the signs, and the exact steps to uncover a fortune sitting in plain sight. Let's begin. First, let's step back to 1984. Ronald Reagan was in office. The economy was shifting, and the U.S. Mint in Denver was producing millions of Lincoln pennies. Most were ordinary, but a microscopic error in just a handful of them turned copper and zinc into gold, metaphorically speaking. What made these coins special? It all comes down to something called a double die. Not double as in two coins, but double as in a mistake during the minting process where the design elements were struck twice, slightly misaligned. This resulted in a distorted yet rare appearance, especially around Abraham Lincoln's face, the lettering, and the date. And collectors, they go wild for these kinds of errors. Why? Because rarity fuels value. And verified 1984 Lincoln pennies with strong double dies have sold for jaw-dropping prices. The highest confirmed sale? $956,000. Pause for a second. What would that money mean for you? A new house? Paying off debt? Traveling the world? Starting fresh? Before we answer that, let's take a quick break. Have you ever accidentally dropped a coin and didn't bother picking it up? Well, if it was a 1984 penny, that thud might have been the sound of your retirement hitting the floor. Back to ITSO, what exactly should you look for? First, examine Lincoln's ear. If it looks like he has a shadowy second ear or extra outline, that's a strong double die indicator. Second, check the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Doubling will make some letters appear slightly thicker or shadowed, almost like they're trembling. Third, pay attention to the 1984 date. Any distortion or doubling there is a huge red flag, or should I say green light. And finally, don't forget the D mint mark. That tells you it was struck in Denver, the key detail for this version of the coin. Now here's a pro tip. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. You're naked, I might miss a fortune hiding in plain sight. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm not a coin expert. You don't need to be. You just need to look closely. Because this is not about collecting. It's about claiming what might already belong to you. Now imagine this, you go through your change jar, or a box of old coins passed down from a parent or grandparent, and you spot a 1984 penny. You check it under light, and the doubling is there. Your heart skips, you do some research, verify the signs, get it graded, and the offers start rolling in. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe, just maybe, $956,000. This is not fantasy. This is documented reality. But here's the danger. Most people don't check. They toss these coins into donation jars, vending machines, or worse. They give them away unknowingly. By the time you finish this video, someone somewhere will have thrown away one of these rare pennies. Let that sink in. Don't let it be you. And if you're sitting there thinking, I might have one of those, the time to act is now. Coin values change with the market. The demand is rising. Awareness is growing. The window to cash in could close faster than you think. So what do you do? Check your collection. Go through old change, coin rolls, anything you've held onto from decades ago. Use a magnifier and look for the doubling we talked about. The ear, the date, the letters. If you see something suspicious, do not try to clean the coin. That could destroy its value. Instead, find a professional coin grading service. PCGS and NGC are the gold standards. They'll verify and authenticate your coin. That's your golden ticket, and once it's graded, you're officially in the game. That here's the final question I'll leave you with. What's worth more, 1 hour of your time or a coin that could buy your freedom? People dream of winning the lottery, but pennies, literal pennies, could change your life if you just take a closer look. We dive deep into the mystery and incredible value of the 2017 Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that has collectors and investors buzzing because its market worth has soared to a staggering $756,000. If you've ever glanced at an old jar of pennies and thought, could one of these be valuable? Then this video is for you. We're going to unlock the secrets behind this penny's explosive rise in value, show you how to identify it, and reveal why this tiny piece of metal could hold the key to your wealth. Stay with me because what you discover today might inspire you to dig through your own coin collection or those forgotten drawers in your home. Let's start by stepping back and understanding how a penny, a coin we often toss without a second thought, can suddenly become a millionaire's dream. The 2017 Abraham Lincoln penny is no ordinary penny. Most pennies made in 2017 are worth their face value, but there's a rare version that's a world apart from the rest. It carries a printing anomaly that makes it incredibly scarce. When a coin is rare and has historical significance, collectors get excited, and that excitement is what sends its value skyrocketing. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny worth hundreds of thousands? That sounds like a joke, or maybe a scam. It's not. Believe it or not, coins have been known to sell for millions at auctions. But here's a twist. Finding this coin is like looking for a needle in a haystack. What if you're sitting on one right now, tucked away in your pocket or forgotten in an old box? What if your family heirloom collection holds the secret to financial freedom? Before you rush to empty every piggy bank, let's talk about why this penny's value isn't just hype. The 2017 penny's rarity comes from a production error involving its design and finish. It's a minting mistake that created an anomaly collectors describe as stunning and unique. Errors like these happen only rarely at the US Mint, and when they do, the resulting coins become instant treasures. In fact, this penny's value has been steadily climbing as more experts verify its authenticity. Here's where it gets even more interesting. The value of $756,000 is based on recent auction sales, where bidders competed fiercely, driving the price higher and higher. If you're imagining a coin cabinet filled with dust-covered pennies, this might inspire a serious rethink about what you have stored at home. But hold on, there's a catch. Not every 2017 penny is worth this much. Spotting the difference requires knowledge, patience, and a trained eye. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to stumble upon unexpected fortunes? What if their secret isn't luck but knowing exactly where to look and how to recognize value when they see it? Your pennies could be your golden ticket, but missing this chance could mean losing out on a life-changing opportunity. Now, don't worry if you feel overwhelmed. We're going to break down the exact characteristics that make this penny rare. You'll learn the telltale signs, the subtle flaws, the unusual details in the design, and the mint mark that sets it apart. With this knowledge, you can examine your coins confidently and discover if you hold something priceless. And here's a quick question to break the monotony. How many pennies do you think you'd need to stack to reach the top of the Empire State Building? Little facts like these keep your mind sharp while we explore this fascinating world of coin collecting. But before we get to that, let's talk urgency. The market for rare coins is hot and moving fast. If you find yourself with one of these pennies, waiting too long could mean missing the peak value. Bidders and collectors are always ready to pay top dollar when a rare coin surfaces. Time is not your friend here, especially with markets that fluctuate and trends that can change overnight. Now, picture this: one phone call, one appraisal, one quick decision, and your life could take a dramatic turn. Maybe you sell this penny and pay off debts, invest in your dreams, or finally take that vacation you've been postponing. This isn't just about a coin. It's about unlocking possibilities. We're almost at the end of this story, but I want to leave you with a cliffhanger. There's a secret detail about this 2017 penny, something most people don't know but could dramatically affect its value. is a piece of information that only seasoned collectors and experts share. Want to know what it is? Stay tuned and watch our next video, where we reveal that hidden gem of knowledge. Trust me, it's a game changer. Before you go, remember this: wealth isn't always about working harder. Sometimes it's about being smarter and spotting opportunities others miss. The 2017 Abraham Lincoln penny could be your gateway to financial freedom, but only if you act now. If you found this fascinating, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more insider tips, and share this with friends and family. You never know who might be holding the next $1 million coin. What if I told you there could be a small fortune sitting in your kitchen drawer right now? I'm talking about a single penny. Yes, a 1-cent coin, specifically the 1975 Lincoln penny. Most people overlook it. They toss it in a jar, drop it behind the couch, or give it away without a second thought. But what if I told you that one of these tiny coins recently sold for over $856,000? Let that sink in. A single copper-colored penny, now worth more than a luxury home. And here's the twist: some of these pennies could be worth even more. So, before you ignore that handful of change again, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to check if you have one, and how to turn an everyday coin into a life-changing windfall. Let's rewind for a moment. Picture this. It's 1975. The Vietnam War has just ended. Gas costs about 50 cents a gallon. And in Philadelphia, the U.S. Mint is churning out millions of Lincoln pennies. But here's what they didn't tell you. Some of these pennies came out different, unique, rare. Minting errors, double dyes, rare metal compositions. Just a few of the factors that could turn your ordinary-looking penny into a collector's dream. Now, imagine this. You're at a garage sale, flipping through a box of coins you picked up for $5. Suddenly, your heart stops. You see it. That 1975 Lincoln penny. You take it home, get it appraised, and the expert looks up at you and says, "This could fetch 6 figures." What would you do? Take the money and retire early? Buy that beach house you've always dreamed of? Or invest it and let your money work for you? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's dive deeper. Because not every 1975 penny is valuable. And here's where most people make a huge mistake. They think any old penny with a 1975 stamp is worth a fortune. It's not. Only a select few are. And you need to know how to spot them before the next guy does. Here's what makes a 1975 Lincoln penny valuable. First, the mint mark. If your penny doesn't have one, it was minted in Philadelphia. These tend to be more common, but here's the twist. Certain Philadelphia minted 1975 pennies have double die errors. The lettering and numbers appear slightly doubled if you look closely under magnification. Second, the metal content. While most pennies after 1974 were made of copper-plated zinc, a few 1975 pennies were accidentally struck on leftover bronze planchets. These are extremely rare and highly desirable. Third, the condition. A coin in perfect, uncirculated condition, no scratches, no wear, just crisp detail, can skyrocket in value. Grading matters. In fact, one MS-67 red Lincoln penny from 1975 recently sold at auction for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me ask you this. When's the last time you actually looked at the change in your pocket? Are you starting to feel a little curious now? Because someone out there is going to find one of these rare coins. And if you've made it this far, it could be you. Let's pause for a second. I know what you're thinking. Really? Come on. But think about this. Beanie Babies once sold for thousands. Pokemon cards are now $1 million industry. And now, pennies. Yes, because collectors chase rarity. And rarity drives value. And unlike toys or trading cards, coins have a built-in supply limit. They don't make these errors anymore. Every year, more are lost. Fewer survive. And the ones that remain go up in value. It's supply and demand. Simple economics wrapped in copper. So here's where the urgency kicks in. Coin markets move fast. Right now, collectors are hunting. Prices are climbing. And if you wait too long, the ones sitting in private collections will be gone. Possibly forever. Every day you delay, your chance to cash in could slip away. But if you act now, check your coins, get them graded, and list them correctly, You could be sitting on one of the last big wins in rare coin history. And yes, that includes pennies. Now let's talk money. What do you do if you find a rare 1975 Lincoln penny? Step 1. Don't clean it. Ever. Cleaning coins destroys value. Keep it safe and untouched. Step 2. Get it professionally graded by a reputable company like PCGS or NGC. A high grade can be the difference between a $50 coin and a $500,000 payday. Step 3. Auction it. Not on your average selling app. Use heritage auction houses that specialize in rare coins. That's where the real buyers are. That's where bidding wars happen. And that's where your future can change in one night. Now here's the real kicker. Even if you don't find a 1975 penny, you might find others. 1943 steel pennies, 1969 S double dies, 1983 copper planchet errors, all worth thousands. Once you know what to look for, your eyes will be trained forever. Suddenly, every coin becomes a possibility. Every trip to the store, a treasure hunt. So I'll leave you with this. What if the key to your new life isn't a big investment, a lottery ticket, or a startup idea? What if it's already in your house, hiding in plain sight, shining faintly in a forgotten jar? What if you woke up tomorrow and realized a single penny was the reason your life changed forever? You'll never look at coins the same way again. Subscribe now, because in the next video, I'm revealing 3 other common coins worth over $1 million, and chances are you've seen one this week. We dive deep into the story behind this rare treasure and why it could be your key to financial freedom. Stay with me because what you're about to discover might just be the most valuable thing you own without even knowing it. Picture this. You're rummaging through an old jar of coins, and suddenly, your fingers brush against something different. It's a penny. But not just any penny. It's a 2017 D Lincoln penny, and not just one of millions produced. This one could be worth over $800,000. Yes, you heard that right, $856,000. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a plot twist from a movie, right? But it's very real, and today, I'm going to show you how to identify this rare gem, why it's so valuable, and what steps you can take to turn this hidden coin into life-changing wealth. Let's start at the beginning. Why this particular penny? Abraham Lincoln has been on the U.S. penny since 1909, a symbol of history and legacy. But what happened in 2017? The Denver Mint, marked by the D on the coin, accidentally produced a batch of pennies that are different in a way that only the most experienced collectors could spot. These pennies carry a unique error, a subtle flaw that transformed them into coveted treasures overnight. You might be wondering, what kind of error could turn a common penny into a fortune? It's all about rarity and mistake. When coins are minted, errors sometimes slip through the cracks. Most errors are minor, worth a few dollars, but this one is a game changer. Before I reveal the exact nature of the error, let me ask you, how often do you check the coins you find in your change? Is it possible that you've had one of these pennies in your pocket, your wallet, or a jar at home for years? If so, the next few minutes could be the most important of your day. Now, about the error. The 2017 D Lincoln penny you want to find is known for a striking misprint, a double die error on the obverse side. This means the design, including Lincoln's profile and the year, was struck twice, causing a shadowed or doubled effect. It might seem like a small imperfection, but in the world of rare coins, imperfections like these can skyrocket a coin's value from mere cents to hundreds of thousands of dollars. This doubling creates a visual signature, a fingerprint that makes the coin one of the rarest and most sought-after modern errors. Are you starting to feel that rush? The thrill that maybe, just maybe, you've overlooked a fortune? Don't let that excitement turn into missed opportunity. Coins like these don't stay hidden forever. Collectors and investors worldwide are constantly on the lookout, and when news breaks about such rare finds, the race is on. But hold on. Before you rush to check your coin collection, there's something crucial you need to know. Not every 2017 D Lincoln penny is worth millions. In fact, the vast majority are worth just 1 cent. That means identification is everything. You need to know exactly what to look for to separate a regular penny from a prize worth hundreds of thousands. I'll guide you through the details, but here's a quick pattern interrupt. Ever wonder why a coin worth $1 million is still called a penny? It's like calling a private jet a bicycle. Funny, right? Back to business. When examining the coin, look for the doubled image, especially around the date and Lincoln's profile. The doubling appears as a ghost-like shadow that can catch the light in strange ways. This isn't wear or damage. It's a minting error frozen in time, a rare accident that can unlock unimaginable wealth. But here's a cliffhanger for you. What if you have the coin, but it's not immediately obvious it's the rare kind? What should you do next? The answer is vital. Don't try to clean or alter the coin in any way. Cleaning can destroy its value. Instead, seek a professional appraisal from a reputable coin grading service. They can verify its authenticity and give you a certificate of grading, which can multiply the value even further when selling. Imagine what you could do with nearly $1 million from a coin you thought was worthless. Pay off debts, buy your dream home, travel the world, or secure your family's future. This isn't just about coins. It's about taking control of your financial destiny. And here's the urgency. Rare coins like this don't just sit on shelves waiting. Every day, someone else is discovering, buying, and selling. If you wait too long, the opportunity might slip away to us. So, are you ready to dive into your coin jar? Ready to hunt for the 2017 Lincoln penny that could turn your life upside down? Remember, the difference between a common penny and $1 million treasure is just one detail. Look closely, act quickly, and most importantly, don't underestimate the power of what you hold in your hands. Before we close, let me leave you with this. The story of the 2017 Lincoln penny is a reminder that wealth can come from the most unexpected places. Sometimes, fortune isn't about where you look, but how carefully you examine what's right in front of you. So, take a moment, check your pennies, and who knows? Today might be the day you find your golden ticket.